We're at the airport in Johannesburg waiting for our flight to Maun, Botswana. I think we're finally up on the board. And we've just landed in Maun. Slow propeller airplane. Now lining up to get to immigration, I assume.
For the two people that weren't talking to me for an hour, the boat ride's obviously going to come up right away. So think about what gear you want to take out on the boat during the boat ride. This is one of 3 boat rides. It's not the serious boat ride. So this is just to get you into shooting a little bit, seeing what you do. Obviously, it's going to be a relatively quick check-in, get the bags to the room, and get out for the boat ride.
So we're at the first lodge. Get ready to go down to go out in the river, take a boat trip. I think on that boat right there. Some dinner the first night.
One time we were trying
That was the morning of our second day. Kind of crisp this morning. It'll warm up quickly, I'm sure. And turning around, here's the main lodge, the dining area. Up there, kind of obscured. And over there is my little hut. So Sunday morning, we're getting ready to roll out the first real day of the safari. It's Thom Hogan is running the show in the yellow. So we've stopped here at the entrance to the Moremi Game Reserve while our guide registers us. We'll be going in there and looking for a spot for lunch a little bit. Giraffe skull. I assume an elephant. This is the dining area for the Moremi camp. We spent the second, third, and fourth nights. And a little meeting area with a fire there in the middle at night. And here are a few of the tents. The one on the right is mine. Kept zipped up at all times to keep the animals out. And stepping inside, fairly small bed, little table, place to stash my stuff, and then through that flap is the bathroom, which is open air. Little table, toilet in the corner, and this is the shower. They put in 25 liters of hot water when you want to shower, which runs out a lot faster than you might think. We're getting ready to take the boat ride to Camp Bongo.
We're going to try and separate them evenly here. I think Tony and myself are going to go on the boat on the left, and Thom will be on the boat on the right. So if we can get 7 people on that boat and 6 people on this boat, that would be fantastic. With regards to the boats, please minimize movement on the boats. We need to make sure that they are as well balanced as possible. Bottle of water. That bottle of water will be with you for the rest of the day. We have a big jerry can in one of the boats that we will use to refill those bottles.
So you're in a good seat.
And we're departing.
These front seats, when we start winding around, we in the sun, out of the sun, in the sun, out of the sun. He's back to eating. Didn't believe me.
We've stopped out to take a lunch here in the river.
I spotted a Sitatunga from the front seat.
Can I just say that I think that's better than a leopard? Giving it the ability to leap through swamplands, very widely spaced hooves, and a beautiful antelope.
The brush truck. He's doing the elephant paddle. So they can't get the supply barge up this channel. They unload there and then build it in with smaller boats.
Welcome to Camp Bongo.
Thank you.
Welcome to Kalahari.
So the rooms are some distance from the main lodge down these walkways, and this would be mine, room 8, and the inside of the room, bedroom, veranda, sitting area. And the bathroom is down this way to the left. And out on the veranda. We are pretty much in the middle of nowhere. We're forbidden to leave the room after dark. We do need an escort to get back to dinner. Thursday, and we're headed out for an early morning walk.
Make you busy.
It's now have to show you. He took a picture of you riding the
Yeah.
and you kind of do a little bit of
this, and there's a guide, and you go through these tight little channels.
Gotten to our walk.
Never really realized until today. Hand me the pack truck.
Seen a bunch of vultures circling. Our guides going out to check if there's a kill out there somewhere. Warthogs.
So you can, if they grab your arm or something and you've got enough time, the goal is to grab that flap and actually move it, because then it'll drown itself.
And the return. And here we are at the last breakfast at Camp O before we fly to Savuti in a couple of hours. And a breakfast guest.
Don't let them get away with it.
Yeah, take the coffee. Yes. Yes.
You there? Good morning.
Yes.
Hey, who let our friends in?
Everything.
Yeah, I want you to come back.
So we're at the Camp O airstrip. Here comes the plane that's going to take us to Savuti. Pretty small airplane. Starting to dry up now. We're at the edge of the delta and starting to climb. And here we are in Savuti.
Stay well away from the prop.
Hey, there's somebody who's on a photo tour.
Who's on it?
He's looking down like he wants a drink. You have to make sure it's clear and it's safe. And to drink. I'm not in the water, so I don't know why you're looking at me. Here we go, maybe? No. Not yet. It's gonna happen. There we go. Down he goes. Okay, you do it. Maybe I can do it. Spread the legs. Stretch. Is it? One sip. I can see way back in there. see a thing here that says 4 on it.
Where? That's emissions, remaining.
Really?
Yep. Oh, look at that line. Look at that line. That's exactly.
Charles,
Yeah.
can we turn other side?
And here we are, the new camp.
Do you want something to drink, Tom? Or you got
Yeah,
some?
I'll go water.
No, it's
Sort of a little bit of everything.
great organization is what it takes. Good logistics organization.
I'm glad we're back here. I didn't like that.
Very happy.
Yeah.
Too ritzy for me.
Public service and all that.
All right.
Rather than just go to jail.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Something's flat and we're rolling out of Savuti on the way to Childe early Monday morning, about 6:50.
You go up on that sand ridge. That sand ridge goes about 400 kilometers to the southeast of here and is the, or was the boundary, the lake shore of the super lake that used to exist here. So when all of the rivers used to flow down into this super lake, that was the lake shore, and then it stretched all the way around, and the bed of that lake is what created the Kalahari sand. Now this rock that we're standing on is the bedrock at which all that sediment that was then deposited on top of. So you look around here and throughout Botswana, there's a few other places where these rocks crop out of the sand that is the Kalahari sand. And when we leave here, take a look at these rocks. You'll notice that on all of the southern side of these rocks, which is this one, there's these pretty steep sheer faces where if you can look out there, you would imagine that there was once almost an ocean, a huge inland lake, and those waves would have lapped against this side of the rock and eroded this rock quite heavily on this side. If you look on the northern side of these rocks, it's quite a gradual, gentle slope up, and you can imagine, if you look at it from a distance, how all of these outcrops of bedrock would have been eroded on the southern side. So the top one is an eland. which is a desert antelope that is the largest antelope in the world. And the bottom one is a sable. You can see by the horns that those large backwards curling horns is a sable. Now those two animals would have existed, and sometimes you do see them around here. It's not entirely their ecosystem anymore, but they do exist. But predominantly they are some of the most respected and most prized animals within the Bushman culture. They are, as a hunter, as an initiation hunt, which is when a man comes of age, his objective is to go out and have his first hunt. And traditionally they would do that by bow and arrow, and they would have these really small bow and arrows, but they would tip the end of the arrow with some poison that can be found out of one of these bushes. When you get further north, I might be able to point one out to you. But traditionally they grow in very arid environment, and it's a bush that actually has a worm on it, and that worm eats the leaves, and the secretion from that worm is the poison. So they will lace their arrows with a bit of poison and then go out and hunt it. Once they get the arrow in the animal, then they have to track this thing for usually kilometers and kilometers as it eventually wears out and then falls down and goes to sleep, and then once it's asleep they come up and kill it. I almost lose you guys back there.
Leave our helmets on next time.
Very sandy ahead.
This is kind of the first sign of civilization. We've driven for several hours into the Chobe area. There's actually cell phone service weekly for the first time in, I don't know, 10 days. To re-enter Chobe National Forest.
We're rolling. Holy. And look, there's some cows down there.
There's everything out there.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a different environment. Huh?
It's going to be down to a nub soon.
We were at lunch in Chobe National Park. We stopped on our way to the next campsite.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh.
Whoa. So we're having a tour of the kitchen for the mobile camp. Sort of Dutch oven.
Freezer. Everything, all meat, everything is there in that fridge.
So we've driven in about half an hour to the town of Kalahari, where we're waiting at this nice looking hotel, just waiting here in the lounge for our boat ride. Should start in about 15 minutes or so. And then back to camp for one more night, and tomorrow on to Livingstone, Zambia.
And then where it meets the Zambezi, that is where 4 countries meet, which is Botswana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Namibia. That is a 4 meeting point. So the main source of this Chobe River, it is coming from Angola, in the highlands of Benguela Plateau, and it crossed the previous trip to Botswana, and then it will be called the Kwandu. Kwandu, it will change the name to the Yanti, Chobe Zambezi. So it is making the boundary between Namibia and Botswana. That is Namibia over there.
Photograph may be a stretch, but
Shaggy thing.
These guys seem to be stuck trying to get out of the mud and up the bank.
Getting yourself slicker is going to help get out.
Who was it talking about elephants being on our knees?
Yeah, no, that's right.
Where's that from the...
Okay, babe's out.
Yep. There's the baby.
All rested
Made it
up.
up.
we got really little ones. Yeah.
Oh, this could be good.
This video back.
This could be good.
You recommended that unique ball to me years ago. That was a really good recommendation. I love it.
Well, Tony was the one that found it.
So we've just cleared immigration leaving Botswana, waiting here for a boat that's going to take us across to Zambia on the other side. There's a line of trucks waiting to cross that literally takes 5 days to get from the end of the line to the front of the line. And this is our little boat that's going to take us across. Loading up with all the bags now.
See how fast they load trucks up in barges. Get in, clear customs. Get across, clear customs. Yep, we got 2 guys loading up. And another truck. Oh, and a small guy too. Yeah. That's the other thing. These people that take the little vans and stuff across, that like really screws up the ferry because you can't put one of the big tractor trailers on it.
Yeah, here we go, heading to Zambia.
Before they were still talking about building the bridge, and then Zimbabwe claimed this island or something. And it had to go to the international courts to be decided.
So this is the Royal Livingston Hotel in Zambia, just a stone's throw from the falls. Dining area over here. And the rooms stretch off quite some distance. The lounge area here. And up there on the wall is Dr. David Livingstone. This is where we had lunch a couple of hours ago. Standing just outside the lunch place, you can see the mist and falls in the distance. I think you can see them anyway. So those are the falls in that direction. We're on our way to the falls from the hotel right now. There's a statue just inside the entrance to Victoria Falls of Dr. David Livingstone, first European to have seen them. And here's the Victoria Falls Bridge, built after the